You know how difficult it is to start something new that you've never felt comfortable doing? I hate talking in front of people with passion. I don't speak loud enough when I need to, and my voice doesn't carry. I worry about how I look, worry about my teeth, how I sound, what I'm gonna say. But it stops today. I've been wanting to do this video now since February 25. No, it's 26. Last year. Sorry. I'm horrible with days. Valentine's Day last year, I had a heart attack. I was 37 at the time. And did not know if I was going to make it. Found out it was a genetic condition. At the time, though, it's scary as shit. Kept hearing sudden cardiac death. But it's manageable. I came out of it lucky. I guess that's the way that they kept saying it. And lucky is what I feel, but it's hard to live with this new condition, especially when you went from being able to do everything you could do. I got 14 years in the military. I wasn't no damn operator. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not one of those fucking veterans. But my time in the service, it wasn't nothing to shake a stick at, but at the same time, I did do things that other people didn't do or never even thought of doing. And now, I'm limited on what I can do. I can only lift 10 pounds. I can lift up to maybe 20. But I should not be carrying more than 10 pounds. I can't even squat. I'm sitting down right now. But, like incline stairs, it's difficult. And not even to be 40 yet, and having to think of these things, and your wife and your kids having to think of these things too. It's really difficult, puts a lot of strain on a person. But I'm rambling. We're not gonna worry about rambling in this. Well, not the bad rambling, good rambling. So I'm here to tell you what, it's more of like a video. Oh, fish just jumped. I'm out here at our local park. There's sorry, squirrel. ADHD tangent, if you may. They just fixed our park, and it's so nice now. It's so nice. I'll get a good picture of it. It might not look like it, but before it looked like hell. It was, the hurricane took out part of the, I guess, the dam or wherever they sectioned off this side or whatever to make it into a walking park. It completely emptied out. But another tangent. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I'm starting this for a vlog for me, for my kids, but also for people out there who have the same issue. And it's like, it really, there's people out there telling you, but it's always from that, I hate to say it sounds wrong, that influencer view, where it's like, oh, here today, take your medicine, don't worry. It's positivity and all that, but sometimes you need somebody that, hey, I don't want to be positive about this, I just need to move on. I need to learn it and move on. Have you ever been aggravated because somebody's positive about you? It sounds stupid. It is really stupid. But it's like, just give me the information and get it. So, it's a day in a life. It took me, well, I'm recording this in what, June? End of June? 26. year and a half, year and a quarter, third, whatever. Do the math. I don't feel like doing it right now. It took me that long just to finally get this going. It took them a while to get me on a medication that was good. It took a while just to get a doctor to care. When a doctor tells you that your case ain't that bad and we have people worse, that should give you some kind of hope. You know, oh, hey, things are getting better. But when you came close to dying, and you're told by every doctor you saw up until that point, it was like, oh, near death, man. You know, and you feel like, it was weird. I was having a heart attack, but I felt it was just like a panic attack. But apparently it works different on me. I don't know. Everything I've heard, people say different things, but the normal signs that were there weren't there. Like I said, I got up in the middle of the night, thought I had to go to the bathroom. I was currently in the hospital already. So I guess we should break down the story. Flashback. I'm working. I'm out of the military. Medically retired for injuries sustained. All that good crap. So I'm working. I was a kitchen manager at I'm in deep South Georgia, right? You know, we have probably some of the best cuisine, if you can call it that, at a convenience store. And until you've been here and had it, you won't know. I mean, you can't hate on it, okay? Because some of these places, man, that's some of the best food you'll get. And compared to McDonald's or some of these other fast food joints, I'd rather have some slightly close to home cooked meal, even if it is from a convenience store kitchen. So slander and stigma aside, I liked working in this kitchen, and I ran this kitchen how not how I was in the military, but you know, you all have KP duty. You all had to work in the kitchen. You had to be run by the kitchen staff. Oh my God, hated it. So I knew what not to do, but also I knew how a kitchen should run at a high capacity like that. And I loved it. I get in there at 4 o'clock in the morning. Some days I get off till about 5 in the afternoon. It's not long. I mean, it compared to other people's job, you know, in the same business, it wasn't bad. I only had a few employees. You know, we did good. I mean, we were busy. We stayed busy. But leading up to this, and again, I'm tangenting. So back to what it was. I worked in a convenience store as a kitchen manager. Excuse me. I don't like people. I don't like dealing with people. I love people, actually. I really do. I don't like dealing with dumb people. And I know that sounds bad to say, but the phrase "the customer is always right." No. You have yet met ignorant and uneducated people. Customer's not always right. And no matter how much my boss loved me, there's so many times that they could back me. So we'll go back to, I stayed in the kitchen, and it was hot, and it was no air circulation right over the fryer. So constant. I'm getting to a point. But it's constant dehydration. Step 1. If you want to know how to not cause yourself to get hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM, this is what you do. A, don't let yourself get dehydrated. Too bad. And continue to work. B, don't contract the flu and stay dehydrated and continue to work. Now, granted, yeah, I worked in the kitchen. I had no symptoms to keep me out besides I felt like crap and aches and pains. I had no fever, I had no chills, I had no vomiting, I had no upset stomach, I had no diarrhea, all the things that would keep me out of a kitchen. Besides, I just felt like crap. Now, sorry, I felt like crap. I say it's the flu. My wife and kids, they had flu-like symptoms. And I was feeling the aches and pains. It could have been just the beginning of it. But I'm getting to it. So, day one, I'm at work, feeling like crap. Lunch is about to happen. And I'm like, hey, I'm not feeling too good, boss. I might have to go home. And I'm leaning up against the freezer door at this time because it feels so cool. I'm like, I gotta be having a fever. So I go and check it. No fever. Still normal temp. And I'm like, what the hell? So maybe I need to hydrate. And that's when I started feeling queasy. I went home. Now mind you, this whole time I'm feeling bad. I'm not working with any food or anything like that. I'm just doing my admin kitchen stuff. In the beginning of the week, it's ordering trucks. It's getting your schedules right. It's doing all that. So I got people that's cooking and serving, and I'm just trying to do that. Okay, so don't fret. I'm not getting people cross-contaminated, sick here. But people have opinions, so you're gonna have yours. We all have them. I'm sitting on my opinion right now. It's a little sweaty. But, so I go home. I'm like, I'll be fine. Sleep, drink water. Nope. Drink water. Slept, drink water. Throw up. Sleep, drink water, throw up. Happened 3 times. My wife rushed me to the ER. My blood pressure was like, I don't want to exaggerate the numbers. I'll put them somewhere over here. But it was high. It was high. Like 200s over 1-somethings. And not like 120s, like 150s, 180s. High. So they rushed to get my blood pressure down. And they did. But they had to admit me. So I'm in the hospital. I'm like, alright, things are going good. Feeling fine. Now granted, my family's still sick at the time with the flu. My wife just rushed me to the hospital, not knowing what's wrong with me. They get me under control. She goes back home, take care of the kids. I'm laying down, wake up midnight. Now, this is on the 23rd, or the 13th, when all this is happening. Is that Tuesday? Yeah, Monday I was fine, Tuesday. So, I, laying there, wake up, I'm like, I gotta pee. So I go to the bathroom. As I'm going to the bathroom, it's like, do-do-do-do-do-do. Like horses running through my fucking chest. Sorry. And it wouldn't stop. So I laid down. Like, it'll be alright. It'll go away. I have anxiety. It didn't go away. Hit the nurse call button. Tell her what's going on. And it feels like 30 minutes almost. I'm really worried. I'm not paying attention to anything. I'm not looking at time like how the hell, but it's like, hey, it's something going on. So I beat the thing again. I'm like, it feels like my heart's jumping out of my chest. I don't know what's going on. And then that's when the door opened and the clown car of nurses and doctors popped out of this little machine and started beeping at me. And I'm like, what's going on? All I said was my anxiety's kicking up. Why is everyone in here? And they're poking me and prodding me and putting things on me and take this, put this under your tongue, hold on to this, so, don't say this. I'm like, what is going on? What did I do? Did I take the wrong pill? And this very, very calm doctor He had an accent. I can't remember exactly where it was from, but you ever hear somebody with an accent? It's just like, whoa, I'm gonna focus on you for a moment. And I'll never forget what he said to me, calmly, with no emotion or anything. He's like, "You're having a heart attack." And he started messing with the machine again. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm having a heart attack. And then the nurse that starts dealing with me, very calm woman, very where he was, "You're having a heart attack." She was like, "Okay, sir, I'm gonna need you to calm down. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. If you tell me all these things," and I'm like, am I gonna die? What happens if my heart stops? And she's like, "That's why they called me in here. Hopefully I won't have to do any work." And she's trying to get everything. She was the one with the paddles. She's the one that had to, hopefully I didn't have to get jump started that day. I did not. Spoiler alert, I did not. So, there's little things that stand out in times of emergency. Sometimes when little signs, and you read them in stories, you see them. You be on a battlefield and you see a bird. Right before a car wreck, you see a child playing on the side of the road. Something that removes you from that scene, and it's like, hey, this is just serenity, and gives you a little bit of calm before the shit hits the fan. And she was wearing a necklace with Yggdrasil on it, a tree of life. And at that moment, I felt calm and at peace, and whatever happened was going to happen. They saved me. They got me through it, and rushed me to the closest place, because the small town hospital. They were not prepared. Now, when I tell you I went to this hospital and I had a heart attack and they saved my life, everyone in my hometown is like, "What? You went where? They did what?" Because it's one of these ones where you can go there for a cut, and you have a cut and a UTI. You can go there for the flu, and you have a flu and a UTI. You know what I'm saying? Everything. UTI. I did not walk away with a UTI. I had just a heart attack. And this heart disease, genetic condition, is going to last with me for the rest of my life. But fast forward. Try and shorten this up best I can. They sent me to a new hospital, and they run a heart catheter on me, which that was interesting. I don't like needles. I definitely don't like needles that I can know go in me, and then they're sending a tube up my arm, hit my shoulder, turn right at Albuquerque to my heart. And I asked them, I was like, can you give me something to put me to sleep? I'm a baby. They did not. They were like, "Oh, you'll be fine." I thought they did give me something, but I kept waking up. And the nurse, whenever he came back in there, I was like, "Man, whatever y'all gave me was not good enough." I kept waking up. I felt it hit my elbow, I felt it hit my shoulder, and I think I felt it in my heart. He's like, "Yeah, we didn't give you anything. You passed out 3 times." So, weenie. I was a weenie. I don't like needles. I don't like things moving in me. I mean, I took a shot one time with a goldfish in high school, like a dumbass. And that was an interesting experience. You should never feel anything moving inside your body that shouldn't move. Okay? Just saying. Back to the tangent, or off the tangent. So I don't like needles. And I found I don't like needles because I have my arm blown out in basic training when they did needle sticks. But that's another story for another. So, find out I have cardiomyopathy, HCM. And they send me to a doctor, think everything's fine and dandy, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but this dude was off vacationing. You know, they go from, hey, you're about to die, you're on a sudden cardiac death, don't lift anything. When I would sit down to take a poop, I would have symptoms. So if I was so afraid to shit, not to include everything else in life, that a father of two, you know, happily married man with a lot of joy in life. You know, I love camping, kayaking. I started working out because before my heart attack, like a year or two before that, I was pretty hefty. At the end of my military career, I got injured and I could not do anything. I put on weight, bad, depression, and then I got off, or I got out. Still couldn't get fixed. Military VA wasn't helping me. I got fat. I was like 315, and the reason I'm saying I got fat, I got fatter and fatter and fatter. I didn't care anymore. I wanted to be happy. And something happened. Hospital visit, blood pressure related. Oh yeah, number 2 or 3, whichever. Hydrate, keep hydrated, and control your blood pressure, because that is the biggest thing that made my HCM jump to where it's at now. My blood pressure, uncontrolled blood pressure, and dehydrated. Who would have knew? And there's a lot of time, you know, you can't take a sick day in the military. I mean, hell, my grandpa, I was raised a lot by my grandpa, and he survived World War II, so being raised as a bitch wasn't an option. Excuse my language, but I mean, that's just how it is. It's not toxic or anything, but I wasn't allowed to be a weenie because I didn't have a father. It was just me and my mom. And my grandpa always told me, he's like, one day they won't be here. Your mom, me, granny, no one. Just be you. You'll have to take care of your family. If you can't do that, what are you? And for me, that wasn't toxic. That was what a man should be. If you can't take care of your family, what are you? Move on from it. Those are my opinions, and I've happily been married to my wife now for going on almost 20 years. We celebrated 18 years this year, and we've been together for 20. It's my high school sweetheart, man. So I don't think that anything how I was raised is toxic, but it should be how some people see life. I'm not saying you have to live your life this way, but it should be in the back of your head. Did I raise my kids like my grandpa raised me? Hell no. But is the tone still there? Is the thing he was trying to tell me still there? Oh yeah. Gotta be tough to get through world. So again, tangent. Shit. I'm all tangents around here. Well, you'll probably hear the story more and more. I can't sit here and talk the whole time on it, but it got me where I'm at now. Went through a bunch of doctors, and they tell you when you get this, you know, go to a center of excellence, COE, and that's where they put me. Well, you know, this weird thing of hospitals connect, and if one hospital has one thing, then the hospital connected to it 200-300 miles away has the same thing. Bullshit. So yeah, the hospital I went to was a center of excellence 200 miles away. Where I was at was not. It said it was on the way of becoming one, but they were not. So all these things he was telling me and all this other stuff, it was like, what the heck? And then, so, oh, I remember where I was tangenting at, yeah. So I go from, you're gonna die, suddenly, just taking a crap, baby, was squatting down. I couldn't squat down. Dizzy, hard pounding, all this other crap. And call the doctor's office, get some information, because that's what I'm waiting on. He's out of the country. Out of the country. Visiting his mother. Which, okay, I understand that. You know, across the pond, out of the country. Hold on, freaking country. So, I can't be mad at him. He's going to see his mom. But I'm over here worried about pooping. And at the same time, I was told I couldn't work. And my job is telling me, hey, you coming back? We got to replace you if you don't come back. Not, are you okay? No, we got to replace you. And then even the nurse was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have told you he's out of the country. I'm like, yeah, you probably shouldn't. And keeps fast forwarding, and he just, from that point on, downhill. Downhill. Like, he was, oh yeah, you're good. We're going to help you. And the next one is like, yeah, it's getting better. No, I should be fine. No, I'm not going to put you on this medication. No. We'll keep you on this other stuff. You're not, I got people worse off than you. And then come to find out, I was his last patient. They told me I was getting him because he was an expert in it, and he was all these other things. I'm like, wow, you know, he's a doctor. He can read the MRI. He can use the MRI machine. He can do all this freaking shit he was telling me he could do. And I'm like, hey, nice. I got a cocky doctor, and he sounded smart. You know the type. And then he poofed. Out. I was the last patient. And then they put me with this other woman. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll get new. But no, same office, same colleague. So they knew what they were saying and not me. Even though the heart's in my body, they knew what was going on, how I felt. Doctors. So, I finally, whenever I was breaking down stuff and telling her, you know, like, hey man, I'm sitting here and my heart feels like it's about to jump out of its chest. I can feel it in my eyeballs. It's blurring my vision. Like I can see my veins in my eyes. And she's like, oh, I don't know what that means. I've never heard of that before. I'm like, well, what should I do when I feel this? Oh, just keep going. You should be fine. What? So, after that doctor, I saw a nurse practitioner in the same office. Wanted a second opinion. Wanted a second opinion. And they sent me to a nurse practitioner, which, out of the two, he had the most bedside manner and knowledge, actually. And broke down everything. And yeah, he still broke it down like, hey, you're being over dramatic. But I didn't think I was being over dramatic. I was 37 and couldn't take a crap comfortably. Couldn't lift my kids. You know, can't work. And that was the other thing. They were telling me, like, hey, you gotta go work an office job. You know, you can't work this kitchen work or heavy manual labor. I was a grunt for 14 years. I'm not office material. So I only know hard labor. So I'm at a bad point at this time. I put weight on. I'm not doing what I used to do. No joy. Death felt like it was on the doorstep. And it also felt like I was flirting with picking when my time was. You know, you can read between the lines on that if you ain't that subtle. Suicide. Suicide was difficult for me. Not that I was going to do it, but when you're sitting there like, I can't even take a crap in peace without feeling like I'm going to die. Why should I even be here? Well, my lovely wife, bless her soul, and this isn't no, I was blessed the day I found her, and she decided to give me a chance. She did every kind of searching, and she found, you know, a group online that dealing with the same thing I deal with. And like I said, I'm not a social media kind of guy. This is the first step I'm really taking. I don't like posting. I feel illiterate, and I stutter, and I'm dyslexic, and all these things that kept me out of educated jobs is what keeps me off of social media. But gotta change. Things have changed. She found a group for HCM and got a lot of good information, and found a better doctor not too far from mine, which was a center of excellence. And night and day, man. Night and day. They oh, and the last doctor I was at after seeing the second or third doctor, they were going to put me on the trial medication specifically for my condition. But then when they found out I was switching doctors, they were like, oh no, we're stopping all of this. Oh, I had mentioned I think I want to go get a second opinion. And then they stopped the whole process right when I was about to get the medication. They said, oh, you're switching doctors. We can't prescribe this to you, and you have to get prescribed from another doctor, which I understand. But I never told them I was going to another doctor. I just said I want to get a second opinion. And maybe they took it that way. Whoever. Whatever. The entire situation sucked. But it's better now. I got a new doctor. And she actually cares. She actually listens. And when I tell her that X, Y, and Z is happening, and then she's like, oh, let's do this. Try this, Ryan. Happy to say that I am now on a medication that's meant specifically for my condition. It's doing well. I poop in peace now. I can't squat, still can't lift anything. Have to worry about pooling in my blood. Basically, what'll happen is if I squat for too long, or if I lift too many weights or whatever, my heart can pump out all the blood in my heart, and I won't have any more blood in my heart. The middle wall, it expands and contracts. Whenever you cough, if you squeeze your abs, tighten up your core, it creates that thickening of the wall, but it's supposed to contract. Mine doesn't. So I grinched. My heart grew a couple of sizes that day and did not shrink. So, like when they say, the Grinch should not have survived that. Yes, that is a serious medical condition if your heart is enlarging. But the medication that got me on is controlling that. I have to go every month for an echo, and they see if it's getting lower and up my dose, and make sure my heart's shrinking the way it's supposed to, or not growing. Because if it shrinks or if it grows too much, the flutter valve stays open. Yeah, and the only way I can think of it is like, think of a hydraulic system, and your whatever keeps the fluid from one side and not the other, the seal, pressure release valve, whatever, is failing in a hydraulic system, and fluid is going into the dry side. That's what my heart's doing. So I got a murmur on top of it, and I'm anemic too. Seriously. So nice to be born in this time and not 200 years ago. Again, tangent. Just looking at this water. It's beautiful out here. Yeah, I know. Weeds and your truck in the background, but I like it. Compared to what it looked like before the hurricane. Because see, like over here, look at it. See that? A tree fell. Don't ask. I don't know how. But it knocked out that whole wall. That whole wall was eroded. And all of this went whoosh into the ponds over there. Because it feeds in from over here. Break wall. And then there's a huge pond over there. And that's where the kind of not the major attraction in our town, but you know, got a restaurant on it, and our community center's on it. So can't fish it. Sucks. But it's fed by the so technically you can fish that just through here. No one fishes them. And I see why. Like when it dried out, it was horrible. I mean, you think all this thicket growing up around here was bad. I mean, it's not a smooth bottom. Wow, we are tangenting that. That's why I say it's a vlog. It's not a story of this is what HCM is. This is a day in a life, man. And I had to find 3 different locations just to find this place to record. I was actually going to go down to the other park, Figure 8. It's in the woods. I like walking down there. They got parks. They got a covered pavilion. Or park benches, covered pavilion. But there were people down there walking. I didn't want to deal with that. Hard enough trying to deal with talking to a phone. I keep getting messages. Hold on. Here's just my wife. She sending me memories of things I get to enjoy to talk to her when I get home. Where was I? Shit. Alright, yeah, day in the life, man. I had to find 3 different places. I already said that. Found this little place. But yeah, well, there's a strange, he's still parked down there. Strange guy, windows down, just laying back. I mean, chilling. It's a nice morning. Could be homeless, could be high. Who knows? I did find somebody homeless. And I'm parked right near their camp. But whatever. It is what it is. But yeah. I'll be doing more videos. Talking about things. Living with how I am now. I know this is pretty long. Shit, I'm recording it. It's almost 40 minutes. I don't know if it'll be that long if I put it on the whole sketch. But it doesn't matter what your disability is, your illness, your hang up, your hitch, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes life forces you to do something you don't want to do, and you got to move past it. And this is my first steps, so come with me on the journey if you want. Hopefully, even if I'm just a funny face to look at. But it's going to be a variety of how I deal with my newly found forced retirement and my new transition into my next stage of life. Yeah. No, I'm proud, glad that I can say that I lived this long. I didn't think I'd make it. Truthfully, in my times in the military, that's why I always say I didn't think I'd make it past 38. I'm 38 this year. That was close, man. I almost did not. So I'm being a little bit more mindful, patient, and looking at it less as my brain was thinking. I put a time limit on my lifespan, and more of the person I was won't last until 38. And that's true. I quit drinking, I quit smoking, quit doing stupid shit. Well, kind of quit doing stupid shit. It's a fun in life, you can't do it. But yeah, more to come. Y'all have a good one.